General comment would be that I was extremely pleased, as probably most would think, after the first 20 minutes. I thought our guys had a little bit of a rocky start at both ends of the floor, and then I thought as soon as we really got ourselves underneath each other, especially Sobey, Nance, and Grable, I think they got us into a pretty good rhythm, and with a 25-point lead at half, I thought they'd done a really good job. We had made a decision before tonight, and sort of made sure that decision would lay in line at halftime that we'd give a lot of these young kids and Jack Ben's an opportunity to play regardless of second half. It's that time of the year. We need that, and we needed to give them that opportunity, but we probably won't be quite as luxurious with our substitution patterns. You know, a week from Friday it starts for real.
All right, was it good, you know, that even though, you know, they kind of had to hold on to the lead, that those young guys, 4 brand new players, and Jack were able to maintain it and seal it off? Maybe it wasn't pretty, but was that good for those guys at this point?
It's hard to say. You know, I think their heads were a little bit down, understandably. But you know what? They got put in some situations that none of us knew we were going to rehearse. And I think the best part is it was the right thing to do. I really feel like that was the right thing to do, is to play those guys the second half. I thought, you know, when we took our 5 out of the game with about a 26, 27-point lead, I think I felt pretty good, and there was really no need to see more of Josh, Larry, DC, Nate, and Riley. You know, I really regretted if somebody would have rubbed an ankle or gotten something even worse.
Yeah, no, you stuck with those last 5, you know, down the last probably 5 minutes or so. Did you think about even mixing it up a little, not putting your starters back in necessarily, but, you know, trying to Austin or something?
Yeah. I knew that we had made that decision, and I thought it was, I guess we call those learning experience. I thought this was going to be a good learning experience for those young guys. They'd never been there. They'd never been under the lights. And Utah wasn't the same. It was very private and closed. It was all about ball, but you didn't have any distractions. So this was a good thing for them. Maybe not such a fun thing for us to weather the last 4 or 5 minutes. But you know what? Again, I repeat, it was the right thing to do.
You talked about how Trey made an impact kind of right away with some of the younger guys. What are your thoughts on his play this evening?
We've seen a lot of this for 24 practices. This was not a huge surprise. It was a delight to see in front of people. But Trey shot, along with Riley, over 50% from 3 in the entire preseason. And, you know, I'm happy for him because I think that gives him a little bit of inner arrogance or confidence going into the season. But it wasn't a surprise. I mean, 2 assists, 1 turnover was more important for Trey than all the points he made, because the one thing that he has done in practice that we wanted to correct was taking care of the basketball. And he did a really good job. Probably got a little fatigued because I don't think he ever dreamed he was going to play. He played the most minutes on the team tonight.
Coach, how difficult was it for those young guys in the second half when you're throwing them in and then they're seeing that full court press as much as they did? Just what were you kind of telling those guys to try to break that?
Just be steady. Do what you want to do within your game. Don't try to do anything that you're not comfortable with. I really wanted to just let them make sure that they grabbed the moment and did the best they could. And I didn't want them to be distracted, but I could tell. You know, you start looking at that scoreboard and that time, there's a worried look. Those are what I refer to. Those are learning experiences, and it was good for them. Like I said, sometimes it wasn't so good for the guys in the room here, but it was good for them. And again, for the last time, it was the right thing to do. I really would have a hard time sleeping tonight if somebody would have rolled that ankle up 26.
All right, no, as far as your scholarship guys, we didn't see McManaman or Hankerson. Is that coach's decision or injuries?
That's exactly what it was. Yeah,
coach's
decision. I didn't want to play the other 2 walk-ons or Junior or Jason.
Hopefully see them.
Yeah, there's nothing. They should be ready to go Friday night.
Coach, I know you've said very good things. We've also seen good things from Larry in the preseason, from Nance. But I mean, you looked good today. What were your impressions from him in the early going?
Yeah, I thought he took over the game. I thought there was a stretch where on the defensive end he was up well over the rim, both blocking shots, affecting shots more than blocking shots, and rebounding. And then on the other end, I mean, he's been making his foul shots. I think our our starting 6 were something like 18 for 20 from the foul line. That's a good statistic. And if we can embed that all year, that'll win some games. Those guys made free throws, and there's going to be free throws with the new rules.